Hey, sixth graders. In this video, I'm just going to go through some of the directions that you guys need to know for what is happening in class today. So let's just dive right in. Before we get into what you should be working on today, I do want to go through information about your project really quick since I'm not there today. And the next time I see you is Tuesday, and your projects are due Tuesday. So just a reminder, there should be two things that you turn into me on Tuesday, two for Tuesday. One thing should be part one, which is your information on your sheet. Okay, information that you wrote on that sheet about your element. That's one thing that you should turn into me. The other thing you should turn into me is your actual model of the element, of your atom. So whether that's three-dimensional, where you built it by gluing things together or taping things together, or whatever it might be, or if you decided to go and just do the drawing, that's the second part that needs to be turned into me on Tuesday in class. If on Tuesday yours is too big to fit into your locker or something and you don't have me until fourth period or seventh period, go ahead and bring it and just put it in the back of the room on the back counter and just leave it in there so it's here when we get to class for your class period. Are you kidding me? Announcement. Yes, while I'm videoing. All right, guess I'm going to keep going. All right, next. On the weekend, I usually am not on my email a bunch, but I will be this weekend because you guys have your project due. So I will check a couple of times on Saturday and on Sunday and on Monday so that you know that if you email me, I'll get back to you, hopefully within 2 hours or so. I will say this though, okay? If you email me Saturday night or Sunday night past, say, 8 o'clock, I am not answering that email until the next day. So if you're staying up late working on this and you send me an email because you have a question, I'm not going to get to it. Okay. I don't stay up that late. I'm definitely not checking my email that late, just so that you know. All right. Okay. Hopefully you guys have your plan in place for what you're going to do and you can execute and carry out that plan this weekend. So I have some amazing projects to look at on Tuesday in class. All right. Today, Friday, what are you doing? So there are a couple things to do. After this video, the first thing you're going to do is in Google Classroom, and it's what's behind me here. It's a Google form, and it's called Atom and Element Test, but I'm going to call it Test. We are not taking a test this unit. I didn't tell you that you were taking a test this unit, so this is not necessarily a test. But I did tell you that this week I wanted to go through a couple of times each day and review questions that cover everything in this lab that we've learned about and your project, right? And you're doing your project. So this is what we're doing today. Let me go ahead and just shrink myself here and move myself out of the way. So when you click on this in Google Classroom, it's going to act like it's a test and it's going to kind of lock down your computer and you're going to go through this, okay? And there are 22 questions on it, okay? And it'll tell you what your score is when you're done. Your goal is 70% or higher, 70% or higher. If you do not get 70% on this, then I'm not going to give you full credit for this because I am going to put this in for a grade, but it's like a completion grade, but you got to at least get to 70% to earn full completion points, okay? All right, you are allowed to use your binders. Even though your Chromebook's going to be locked, everything in your binders has the answers to the questions. So in your binders, you have handwritten notes about the atom that we did. Okay? And we even drew an atom together in class. That's on there or on the back of that page. We did element notes where we talked about how atoms are specific elements. You have, from a video when I was out another time, these notes about how to find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons. And then in class on Wednesday, you guys went through and started working on this. If you turn it into me, I will have a pile of them up here at my desk. Okay, please ask the substitute to go through the pile to find yours so that you can use it. So you have those 4 things that help you complete this. So you should be able to get 70% or higher, hopefully, as this is a lot of the stuff we've been doing for 2 straight weeks. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. Second thing, when you're done with this, there is a Kahoot. That is a preview Kahoot for our next unit about energy. It is a completion grade. You are going to do poorly on it. You do not know the answers yet. It is the preview. So it gives us our starting point as well as lets you know some of the important concepts that you're going to have to learn in our upcoming units. So that's the second thing, and that is independent. Unless you're in a class period that the teacher, the substitute teacher, or maybe Mrs. Stahl in fourth period can project this, okay? All right. After the Kahoot, and you get points for just doing it, okay? You got to do it. Don't worry about what your score is, but you got to do it. Lastly, there is an ed puzzle on potential and kinetic energy, because that's the first thing we're going to talk about in the next unit. That, if you do not finish it or you don't get to it, that'll be homework next week. That is next week's homework and won't be due until next Friday. So don't worry about it over the weekend. You should be worrying about your project, only your project. So if you do not get to this ed puzzle, don't worry about it until after the project next week, because it won't be due until next Friday. Okay, next Friday. All right. That's what you're working on today. Make sure you are in your assigned seat. Make sure you are working on your science things and staying on task. Make sure you are following the directions from the substitute teacher. Remember, be flexible. They're not in here every day. They run their classroom a little differently than we do. So just listen to them and be nice, kind kids that I know you are. And have a great extra day off. Good luck on your projects. Can't wait to see them. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.